G'day guys and welcome back to my channel. I'm Kayla and in this video I'm finally getting around to watching CASHUALCHUCK'S SB19, the ultimate sound break. I was in the live that he was doing for this, but the moment he went to play this I jumped out of the live because I didn't want to have it spoiled for me, and it's been hard having it just sit there. So I'm going to unhook this headset from my bracelet and jump straight into this. I'm obviously assuming this is subbed because it's already clicked and I didn't click it. So anyway, thank you so much, Chuck, for all the work and effort you put into making these, as well as I believe you said it was Quicksilver who helped you with the translation, I think you said. Yeah. It's been Christmas and New Year since then. I have eaten and drank a lot. My memory is fizzled. So yes, let's jump straight into this and see the brilliantness that is SB19 and the talent of our good mate CASHUALCHUCK. Ready, set, and oh, I didn't read that. What'd that say? Ha, got it. This video is only based on my personal research. I might miss some details and it's possible to have discreditabilities, but I did my best to get as much accurate information as possible. Enjoy. Yeah. I am dyslexic, so bear with me when I have to read things.
When you hear the words pop music and the best boy band, who comes to mind? What if I told you that the most overlooked boy group in our generation might be these guys?
I keep forgetting Stell had blonde hair. I'd agree.
These guys turned a small Korean entertainment company into a company that produced the greatest P-pop group ever.
Are you proud of SB19?
And you don't accomplish that without making a few enemies.
K-pop. Ima pala sila. K-pop pangit.
Some of them coming from unexpected places.
Pinoy ba daw?
But behind the group are 5 driven men who were about to transform what was once a laughingstock genre in music into the fastest growing genre of the world.
Ever since we had...
I understand it's going to get some criticism, right? But it's one thing to say that music's not for me, it's not my thing. But why do people always go straight for looks of somebody? Like, just because they look a certain way doesn't mean they can't do it. Why does it always look? Oh, they're ugly. You do know that ugliness has nothing to do with appearance, right? And everything to do with your soul, heart, and personality. Like, if you have the personality of a wet fish, you're pretty bloody hideous. I'm just saying.
this school, and not just for us, but for the entire industry.
Don't come at my boys.
Nakukuha yung recognition na dapat para sa
Between disbanding before they even debuted,
all hope is lost parang yung time na yun.
becoming industry outcasts and getting bashed by their own countrymen,
Para magkaroon ng grupo na no, hindi naman mangkataasan ng tamos ng ilong. Para talagang
Seriously!
the rise of SB19 may not be the greatest Filipino success story ever.
Maganda kasi yung revenge kasi talaga.
How do we... Seasoned 18. How do you do it? How do you not get pissed off? When people say stuff like that? Who cares? that their noses are pointy. I think they're cute. Thank you very much. Okay,
Certainly is
I'll hold my emotions.
the most inspiring one.
You will behave, my friend. Is that Ken? Sorry, is that Ken in the pink hoodie? Ken, I just love it because like he's just going for it.
This is called Triple, a group of talented performers and comedians from Korea you've probably never heard of.
I have because I've seen your other videos.
1994, when the word K-pop hasn't even been invented. In 2002, one of the members made the biggest mistake of his life, which will change the entire course of P-pop history. That member was Jung Sung Han. It all started when he left the trio in 2002 to become an entrepreneur. Cult Triple became Cult 2. Most of their fans thought that Sung Han's decision was a huge mistake because the remaining members started racking up different awards in the entertainment industry. If he only stuck around, he would have gotten those awards too. But this man's decision was final. He used all of his savings to build an event organizing company called ShowBT Entertainment. Today we know him as Tatang Robin.
Ah!
Forward to 2015. The fight of the century just happened. One Direction's Drag Me Down was all over the radio.
I can't. So this was all happening at the same time. What? Hey GD. Hey handsome. Sorry.
Big Bang was the biggest K-pop boy group.
Sorry.
P-pop has top one project. Chances are you have never heard of them. But somewhere in
Sorry.
the Philippines,
No.
an audition was held. Tatang Robin was looking for young talents who would be part of the package of their service as an event organizers. Talents who can perform on their own but can also serve as backup dancers and singers to their main performers. One of the main attractions of the SATA audition was if you're good enough, you might just debut as a member of ShowBT's first ever P-pop group to undergo a Korean-style training. Filipinos don't get opportunities like that so often, so hundreds of talents applied, but only 30 made it as trainees. They were initially called the ShowBT Musical Gala Team, but then later dubbed as Nara, which in Korean means country, and also happens to be the national tree of the Philippines. If you're a fan who is deep into the P-pop scene, you would recognize some of the future P-pop stars, but one of the most notable ones is this guy. On the first day of training, one guy stood out because he was just alone standing awkwardly in the corner. He was facing the wall and making hand gestures as if he was rapping in front of it.
Nakatayo siya sa gilid. Hindi lang gagano. Sabi ko, anong ginagawa na? Nagre-ritual pa sa gilid?
That guy was John Paulo Nasa. He always wanted to be a performer. As a young dreamer, he joined several competitions as a soloist and also as a member of the K-pop dance cover group called PHP. In training, he was the guy who shows up early and leaves late despite juggling a full-time job as a data analyst to help provide for his family. He was selected due to his undeniable diligence and leadership qualities. He is known to have critically acclaimed songwriting ability. Some of my sources even said that he had already written dozens of songs at this time. He's also a badass rapper and was often called a genius, but consistently denied it because he claimed to be just a hard worker. This made him the destined leader of the group. He was known as Sejin.
Now, I know he denies it, but he is a genius. But the thing about being a genius, that it means you're smart. You're really, really smart. That's what a genius is. Which means he's smart enough to give it a go. He gets an idea or a lyric or a beat. He'll put the lyric on paper. He'll put the beat in the computer. Like, he's smart. You know, he'll take little bits and pieces and save it. That's how he's a genius. And then he'll take it later and make it something just mind-blowing and out of this world and from a different, you know, time and ageless. That's what I mean when I call him a genius.
At the time, but later would be known as Pablo. 30
Look at me
trainees
like that.
are a lot of trainees. It would take a very observant person with an eye for talent to notice Pablo in that corner. So who is that observant person with an eye for talent? Well, he was also a trainee. Stelvester Ahero. He was only a kid when he started competing as a performer. As a dancer, he racked up...
He still has one of the best names I've ever heard in my life. Stelvester. It is like the best name ever. And I wonder if it was his mum or dad that came up with it. I wonder which one actually said, let's name the baby Sylvester. And the other just went, that's amazing. Let's do that. I wonder which one. It's literally the best name ever.
to win on a national level with his school crew and became their official choreographer, teaching crewmates 2 to 3 years older than him. He later joined a dance troupe called Seyon and went on to win international titles. Stel obviously worked so hard. Amidst his studies and competitions,
I saw you,
he worked
Joshy.
part-time as a McDonald's service crew and teaching dance to kids with special needs. There was a point that he worked too hard that he wound up in the hospital. His poor health caused him to lose his earnings and nearly his life. Fortunately, he was able to recover. This made him the obvious choice to become the choreographer of the group. But little did they know that dancing wasn't his only talent.
Nah.
As a kid, he joined the school choir to become
Opens
the only
those
male soprano,
vocal cords.
Only improved as he got older. He easily became the main heavenly voice of the group because his vocals were just
Yep.
out of this world.
Perfect representation there.
Pablo, Stel was very friendly to everyone. In fact, one of his closest friends also auditioned and made it as a trainee. This friend is nothing to be trifled with because having the worst upbringing among the others made him the strongest when it comes down to pure guts and determination. Josh Cullen Santos. He left home at the age of 16 and it was his decision. From growing up in a toxic environment to being physically abused as a kid by their nanny. I'm talking about getting poured candle wax all over their body. At an early age, he experienced what it felt like to be a member of a middle-class family that went rock bottom in just 9 months. They
Fucking
converted
sucks.
from medium-sized apartments to increasingly smaller rooms. It came to a point when his family had nothing to eat with rice but ketchup and salt. They had no permanent address. Because of that, Josh and his sister dropped out of school multiple times, so they got bullied at school for being repeaters. Sometimes he would even get into fistfights for defending her.
Kids suck.
Josh had enough of this, so he decided to leave to become independent and started working as an internet cafe attendant. Using his own income, he took the alternative learning system to attain his high school degree. He initially had no background in performing. Not until he found Stel performing with his dance group called Seyon. Josh became an instant fan, and when they connected, Stel became his mentor, which led to them becoming co-members, and they went on to win numerous K-pop dance cover competitions all over Asia. They even met BTS during one of their winning runs.
I wouldn't have been able to do that. I couldn't have met BTS.
The trainees. What else is in store for them?
ABBA!
became all about performing in small events.
Oh, I just want to kind of just do a little drop of the mic here. The only reason the rest of the world know about ABBA is because of Australia. Just saying. You're welcome. And ABBA have said that themselves. Because we like them, then the rest, England paid attention, and then America started paying attention. I don't know if it went in that exact order, but we were first. And now we have the amazing music of ABBA. So, you're welcome. Yes, I'm bragging.
And training.
We had one mentor when we were training. Tapos, more on personality development siya. Tapos, presenting ourselves on stage.
We had no idea that the Korean-style training they went through
It's far, far from what they've been doing sa Korea.
was nothing but a mere marketing strategy.
But in skill-wise, parang we were left on our own.
They were left alone to fend for themselves, sharing knowledge to improve each other with the hope of making the cut.
Wow.
Some sources told me that Pablo had to record some of their vocal sessions to effectively coach his co-trainees. All of that without salary. This went on for roughly a couple of years, and I don't know about you guys, but this for me sounded kind of brutal. It's not easy
Wow.
to keep doing the same thing over and over and over again without any form of guidance. They were also kept in the dark about their debut date. So frustration started brewing until it reached the point when it only took one trigger to call it quits. On one seemingly normal training day, all trainees were already in the studio, except for Josh. On the same morning, the train broke down.
Nasira yung MRT during that time. Nasira yung MRT.
Sinuspindi ang operasyon ng MRT dahil sa power outage.
It wasn't really an accident, but this would still worry anyone, especially the trainees, because it's highly unusual for Josh to miss training. Later that morning, Josh arrived. His co-trainees felt relieved because Josh turned out to be safe. You would think that their company would react the same way, right? Wrong. They decided to terminate his training.
Nalate ako. Tapos tinanggal.
For real?
That was the trigger.
Nung tinanggal po ako, nag-quit.
Wait. So, Josh is late for training because of something completely out of his control, and they terminate his contract. Oh, is that what I'm getting? It's not like he slept in and missed the train. He was on the train, and the bitch broke down. What the actual...
Din yung mga group ako, nag-quit din sila kasi parang naging trigger na point na kung tatanggalin mo si Josh,
Umalis kami sa grupo.
ganun mo lang kadali itapon yung lahat ng efforts and passion.
Show BT had two choices: to keep all trainees or to keep no trainees. The company chose the latter. Everyone left except for Stella.
Parang si Stella lang yung naiwan ko nun talaga sa training room. Tapos down na down lahat.
Si Stel natira kasi doon during that time.
Stella set aside all his frustration and remained focused on his goal, while Pablo was devastated.
All hope is lost parang nung time na yun.
In Josh's case, we can only imagine the pain he must have felt to have been booted out of his dreams. Days passed. Everyone was still feeling down about that incident. Then Pablo's phone receives a message.
Thing is, like, it's heartwarming to be like, you know, how could you treat Josh like that? You know, we're out of here. Personally, I would be leaving because, like, if you can do that, get rid of someone who's worked as hard as Josh has for something that's out of his control. I wouldn't want to be with a company like you. But at the same time, especially with what I know about Josh now, is Josh would have understood because they have put in so much effort and so much time. And no real person would hold a grudge for someone that wants to succeed. But yeah, I would have walked. Just on morals, just on what I stand for. Because I'd still make it, it just won't be with that agency. I'll go find another one. Might take me another 20 years, but I'll get there. I'll debut on my 80th birthday. And I'll sing folk songs. And the first debut song would be Shuffling in the Nursing Home.
It was Josh. Out of all
See?
the trainees, the guy that got sent packing was the same guy who actively convinced everyone to continue chasing their dreams.
See? I see?
Perhaps this was the sheer guts and determination of his life experiences on full display. Pablo hurried back to the studio to find Stell alone. But not for long. Josh came back next and took the initiative to convince the company to have them back.
Pumunta lang po ako doon at syempre, hindi ko na kailangan na magpakiusap.
So back to training, they went. There was only 3 of them for a while. Then a few other trainees started coming back. So Show BT put together a talent workshop to get more talents to keep the business going. This was batch 1. This was batch 2.
Target locked.
Justin de Dios.
Justin!
He got scouted right away because he was a very good-looking guy and already was a decent singer and dancer. When he joined, he immediately saw a familiar face in Josh.
You look familiar. As do you.
Finally, Josh told Justin about the workshop because the two already had a stint performing together in a dance cover group called Zero to Hero. So Justin as well wasn't new in the world of performing. He auditioned to be a part of a televised Pinoy
Wow.
superstar, but he didn't even make it to the live auditions.
That still
Perhaps it was
blows
fate.
my mind.
That group is nowhere to be found today. Justin obviously deserved better. He went on to finish his college degree in multimedia arts while training, which earned him a filmmaking skill that could prove very crucial to his success in the future.
That's for sure.
With Justin on board, this completed their prototype boy group. It's composed of Justin, Pablo, Stell, Josh, Zeno, Kurt, and JP. They did multiple test runs leading up to their entry to Pinoy K-pop Star 2017. They performed B-Day by Icon in an epic fashion, but they didn't win. At this point, Show BT seemed to have hit a roadblock. The group felt like something was missing. I don't exactly know what happened to Zeno, Kurt, and JP. They either quit or Show BT felt the need to let go of them and get someone who could take this already great group of guys and push them to achieve the next level. The extraordinary level. This year's
Yep,
project
I know who you're talking about.
to reach its peak. So they started the online auditions. When Josh heard about it, he was like, I know a guy.
Ooh, my man!
The guy he was
Oh.
talking about was a pain in his butt because the teams had clashed multiple times in the early dance competitions and their battles were always neck and neck. That guy's name was Philip John Suson.
Yes, it is. Hi.
Specimen.
Hi.
He was so naturally gifted that excelling in sports looked like a walk in the park for him.
Yeah, it looks like no effort at all.
Been
It sucks.
reared under the care of his grandparents. He was an artistic kid, so he was active as an editorial cartoonist in school. Nobody taught him how to play musical instruments. He taught himself by just listening to the music, so he ended up becoming a southpaw guitarist, but he later then fixed it as he learned more. He was also a gifted singer as a kid. Every time there was a family gathering, he was always forced to sing karaoke by his relatives. But when he hit puberty, he lost confidence in his voice because he could no longer hit high notes. But his confidence came back after being mentored by Pablo, who taught him how to harness his unique low voice that seemingly sounds like it came from the underworld.
Doesn't it? Oh.
When it comes to dance, he didn't know he could do it until he was forced to in order to get
Makes my
grades
spine
in
shiver.
intramurals. After his
Voice.
time in dance, he transformed from a guy who didn't know it to someone who could fly.
Woo!
Because of his raw talent,
He doesn't do that
ended up
anymore.
teaching dance to the entire school and continued on to join the dance group called Amigo 7, a would-be rival of Josh and Stella's crew, Say On. It quickly became a reverse if you can't beat them, then join them kind of deal. So Josh recruited Ken. But there was a problem. He was hundreds of islands away and didn't have the money. What did Josh do? He shelled out for his plane ticket. With nothing
Wow.
else to lose, Philip went and left his previous life in the countryside. He then trained with the boys and officially debuted with them as Ken, the main dancer, the bass vocalist, and the lead rapper of the group.
And my bias.
That they were an unlikely bunch because they wouldn't have met each other if Tatang Robin stayed with his already successful group in Korea. Justin didn't make it in his first audition, so he almost didn't try again until Josh told him to do so. And Ken wouldn't even have the opportunity to join if the Shobiki trainees didn't come back after that quitting incident. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the butterfly effect. When a small and seemingly insignificant occurrence has a rippling effect through time, leading to a consequential event sometime long after the initial event. Or as Google would put it, the phenomenon whereby a minute localized change in a complex system can have large effects elsewhere. Tatang Robin's so-called mistake back in 2002 led to forming the future P-pop Kings. In 2018, SB19 was formed. The name of the group was carefully picked. The number 19 is the sum of Korea and the Philippines country code digits, 82 and 63. So 8 plus 2 plus 6 plus 3 is 19.
Like,
If you subtract both numbers,
so
you
smart.
also get the same result. SB doesn't only mean show BT. It is also about their ultimate goal for Pinoy sound to break into the music industry, which is fearlessly represented by this phrase. Sound break.
Oh. Wow. Chuck is so good at doing these videos. I was right. Quicksilver. My brain worked. Okay. It is amazing how the butterfly effect works, isn't it? I wonder what my butterfly effect is. Maybe this. Maybe this is my butterfly effect. Because not only did, I was watching Herrera's channel when I found out about SB19, which then I started looking into them myself, and by doing so I found one of Chuck's videos, and then I later also then saw Herrera reacting to some of Chuck's videos, and I remember watching Herrera and Chuck having a little bit of envy there, because it's like I've always wanted to do reactions and YouTube videos. I just didn't think anyone would want to hear from me. It's like, who's going to give a shit what I have to say? But, so maybe this is my butterfly effect. Everything that went on beforehand, then getting SB19, and then SB19 has linked up within the fandom, Herrera, and then there's Chuck and me and all the other YouTube accounts that do their content on SB19 as well. So maybe this is my butterfly effect, because I have found some great friends, because I was not that social of a person. I barely looked at my phone at all through the day. I'd get surprised if I got a text message or a message from anyone. I don't ever scroll X or scroll through Instagram but now I'm actually talking to people, and I get to have a laugh with people that are in all different parts of the world. even though I am really thinking before I do send the message, like, does it make sense, and is it like a typical English word, like that I'm not using too much of my slang, because Australians are the kings and queens of slang. We are. So I was like making sure that I didn't abbreviate it or turn it into slang, and it's just like, yeah, that's right. Okay. I was really thinking about the person on the other and making sure that my humour came through it. And that's what I do here. I try not to do too much slang because I do know where a majority of my audience is, and it is the Philippines. So I do use full words and try and slow down when I talk. I talk a lot faster than this. I'm really thinking, and I normally just talk, which is why my mum always said I've got foot and mouth disease, because I was very good at putting my foot in my mouth, because I would just talk before I thought. But anyway, so maybe this is my butterfly effect. I don't know, but if so, I'm happy with that. Just by being an 18, I have become more social. I feel like it's not my head is not so dark. It's not so dark inside my head anymore, and I'm sleeping better. I'm dancing again, like properly, and I'm starting to learn other languages, which I didn't think I was smart enough to do. I still have a very long way to go. Please don't talk to me in another, like, Tagalog or anything like that, because I'm still learning. I'm trying, guys. But I'm doing all this stuff that I normally wouldn't have thought I would ever do. So there's too much to actually really express what knowing about SB19 and being a fan of SB19 has done. So I get to stare at 5 very gorgeous men whenever I like. I get to hear gorgeous voices with all different tones and textures and depths and heights. I get to see crisp dance moves that each member hits perfectly, but they do it in their way. I get to learn the languages, because before SB19 I didn't know that there was other languages in the Philippines, because I wasn't taught about it. So just on SB19 I found out about Tagalog, and I found out about Bisaya. So that's 2 languages. So like, I'm learning so much just from this group alone. And I'm so excited to see what 2025 has in store for SB19. I'm still learning a lot of things. I know that SAW is coming up. And I get to be here from the start. And I'm excited. I have got my light stick. She is sitting in my room, fully charged, waiting, because she's going to get a big workout this year. Hopefully at a concert, because I need a concert. Otherwise, after Japan, I'm saving every single penny I have to go to a damn concert in the Philippines. Damn it. Why do I gotta live so isolated? It sucks. But I'm ready. I'm excited. Can't wait to see what what they do, and how many more 18 we get throughout this year, because so many became an 18 last year, and it's just the best. Really is the best fandom. Just being in it. You know, we might not be able to say, oh, you know, they won a Grammy yet. We can't say that yet. But they were nominated. But, who knows? We might actually see them this year win a Grammy. Go to the MTV Awards. See them perform on American television's big award shows. You know, next year could be Coachella. Because it wasn't this year. But personally, I can picture SB19 on the biggest stages in the world. To Madison Square Garden, to Wembley Stadium, to an Olympic stage. I can see that. They are capable of that. And I hope that they get the opportunity because they deserve it. I'm so excited to hear the music we're going to get this year. And yeah, again, thank you so much to Casual Chuck and Quicksilver for this brilliant video. This would have taken forever to do. I appreciate YouTube videos a lot more now that I do it. Because even though I don't do much editing on my stuff, it still takes a lot of time. Once you are done with all the editing, you then got to put in all the time waiting for it to turn into a video once you've saved it and you're exporting it. Then if you want to do your own personal little thumbnail for the video, you got to make that up too. So I can appreciate all the work that went into it. And yeah, if you haven't already, guys, subscribe to Casual Chuck's YouTube channel, and mine. Yeah, so thank you so much for joining me today, guys. I hope you enjoyed my reaction and my rant, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.